A good evening, this is the Nerd is the Human, and welcome to this guide to unlocking all factions in Medieval 2's Teutonic Kingdoms DLC. Now, if you open up the game, you'll find that the Teutonic Order, Lithuania, Denmark, and Novgorod are all playable factions, but that does leave 6 factions left for us to unlock, and that is what I will guide you through today. I already have dedicated guides for the Kalmar Union, Norway, and the Mongols. Each of these guides are linked below, and whilst I will give an overview of the modding needed for them later in this video, ultimately they require their own guide to fully set them up. So if you're desperate to play as one of them, then open up that relevant link right now. 2 of the remaining factions, the Holy Roman Empire and Poland, are fully unlockable in the vanilla game. They though are attained by winning the campaign or defeating the faction, which is pretty much the typical thing in classic Total War. Nonetheless, we can make them and the rebels fully playable with just one quick change to the game files. So let me take you to the files and show you how to do that. My files are unpacked, so what you see here may look different to you, but for these first 3 factions, you will find that you can access the relevant file without unpacking. So we're going to start in Medieval 2 Total War and head into mods before going into Teutonic, into data, into world, maps, campaign, and imperial campaign. And here we simply need to open up this file, Deska_strat. Inside Deska_strat, you'll see the Holy Roman Empire, Poland, and the rebels, labelled here as slave, are all listed as unlockable or non-playable factions. However, all we need to do here for these 3 is to simply cut them and paste them back up into the playable section. So we're going to do that, followed by just a little bit of formatting, and with that we'll be able to save the file and load up the game. Back in the game, and we can now see that those 3 factions have been added to the list, along with descriptions and win conditions for Poland and the Holy Roman Empire. But if we now load up the rebels, you can see that we are now even ready to play as a previously completely unplayable faction. Unlike for those 3, the Kalmar Union, Norway, and the Mongols will need you to unpack the files in order to make all the edits I recommend. There is though a guide for this on the channel to help with that. It is appearing at the top of the screen now and is also in the description below. As mentioned earlier, the other 3 factions have their own dedicated guide, as they are slightly more complicated than simply moving the faction to the playable list, albeit it is still the first step. Norway are pretty simple, but it will not be able to recruit any units without further edits to the export Deska buildings file. The Mongols have a variety of small fixes to make, including their ability to hire and use religious units and fix their crippled economy, along with adding in win conditions which all these unplayable factions lack. The Kalmar Union is a little more complicated with various triggers in the script, but a lot of scope to set up a campaign however you like it. It is an exciting faction with some fun unique units, so do give that a try. The Kalmar Union also has a series on the channel, so do consider checking that out too. That's it for today's short modding overview. Do let me know what other modding videos you'd be interested in seeing in the future. A big thank you to all my channel members and patrons for supporting the content on the channel and making it possible to release these videos every Friday. And if you want to support the channel yourself, then you can follow the links in the description below. Thank you for joining me today, but for now I will leave you. I am Thomas, this is the Nerd is the Human, and this has been a guide to unlocking all the factions in Medieval 2's Teutonic Kingdoms DLC. Thank you friends, and bye bye. Today we're going to go for particularly aggressive diplomacy. Oh yes, it worked. Kablamo! You're always going to die, Steve. Oh! My feudal knights! My crispy feudal knights! The ram's burning! Right at the death!